I notice a lot of times whenever I am just out and about walking around, so I'm at the store, at a restaurant or whatever, I just notice a lot of people just looking down. A lot of times it's with phone in hand, but I just notice waiting in line at the grocery store, sitting in a waiting room, waiting for an appointment, at a restaurant. You just notice people are just constantly looking down, looking at their phone or looking at something, kind of like oblivious to the world around them. They're just kind of, lost in their own little worlds, just disconnected from what's going on around them. Remember like a couple of times that I've found myself in a big city and just kind of like walking down the sidewalk, and I'll intentionally try to make eye contact with people, but they're just kind of, just looking down, looking at their thing, and just kind of in their own little space. It reminded me of the song, if you've ever seen the movie Les Miserables or seen the musical, there's that song that opens the whole play called Look Down. And the lyrics go, look down, you'll always be a slave. Look down, you're standing in your grave. Like there's kind of like there's no hope. There's no point in looking anywhere else to just look down, like, and just kind of accept life as it is. It tries to rob us of any hope. It tries to rob us of any goal that we're looking forward to, any hope that things could change. You're just going to be a slave. You're stuck. And so why pretend that things are ever going to be any different? In our life, in anything, when we lose sight of the goal, we lose sight of the path that we're supposed to walk. If we don't have a goal, then how can we know where we're going or where we're headed? Like the GPS can only tell you where to go when you put in a destination. Without a destination, it's kind of useless, and you're just kind of like floating around and wandering. The goal determines what our next step's going to be. Our goal determines where the path is going to head. If we don't have a goal in our life, then our life can just kind of feel meaningless, pointless, and the feeling of that song "Look Down" can kind of feel true. Like, what's the point? I'm just kind of going through life, so let's just keep looking down. Today we celebrate the Feast of the Ascension, and I think among the many things that the Ascension reveals to us, it reveals to us the goal of our life. It reveals to us where we're headed, and thus it reveals to us the path that our life ought to be walking on. And we don't find that goal by looking down, but rather we find that goal by looking up. Jesus ascends into heaven in the sight of all of his apostles and disciples, and they're left looking up, looking at the sky, looking at the heavens, looking at where their Lord has just gone. They don't see him, but they know where he's gone, and they're just kind of standing there looking up. And the angels, when they see they come after Jesus is ascended, and they say, like, why are you looking up? Like, don't just stand here. But now this vision, this sight has revealed where the path of your life is to head. It reveals what the goal is. And it's not this life. The Ascension reveals to us that God has created us for so much more than what this world has to offer us. But because this world is so tangible, it's so concrete, it's in your face, we see it every single day, we feel it so concretely, we can kind of get subsumed into believing that the things that we see, the status of our life right now in this world, is the most important thing. And it's the physical, worldly things that determine the source and the path, the goal of our life. God reveals to us in the Ascension that, like, all the stuff that we're experiencing in this world is a drop in the bucket of what he has prepared for us. All of this stuff, the joys that we experience here, are just a foretaste of the eternal glory that God has prepared for us in heaven. If we think we're happy in this life, and if we think we can experience real joy, real satisfaction here, then, like, man, we can't imagine the happiness, the joy, the satisfaction that God has prepared for us in heaven. The sufferings that we experience on this life are just like a blip compared to the joy that God has prepared for us. We can get trapped into just looking down and thinking that this is the life that we have to live for, and we can lose sight of the goal. And God offers this goal to all of us, but it is so easy to get distracted. It is so easy to forget. It is so easy to lose sight of that goal. It's so easy to believe that maybe I'm not good enough to reach that goal. I can't attain this lofty thing that God has prepared for me. And so I get trapped or tempted just to look down. I lose sight of the goal. And if I don't have a goal, then my life doesn't have a path. And if my life doesn't have a path, well, then I just feel lost and alone and isolated and abandoned. The Ascension that we celebrate today is a reminder for all of us. Your life has a goal. Your life has a purpose, and God has prepared a path for you to walk. And that path, like He specifically like prepared for you. He knows you. He knows your particular desires. He knows your particular strengths, your particular weaknesses. He knows all the things that are going on in your life and in your heart. And He has prepared a path just for you. And the invitation the Ascension offers to us is not to get caught looking down, not to get caught at losing sight of where our life is really headed, but to look up, to always remember where our life is headed, and to always remember that God, who is present with us, walking with us as we walk that journey. Looking up offers us hope. Look Down, that song from Les Mis, is really just about hopelessness. You have no hope, nothing's gonna change, why bother, just accept it. That is nothing more than a lie straight from the pits of hell. Hope always is able to conquer. Hope always is able to endure. The Ascension reminds us that not even death can rob us of our hope. There is nothing that can destroy the plan that God has prepared for us. If we continue to look up, if we continue to believe that God has prepared this place for me and that by His grace I can attain it, by His grace I can receive it and make it there, then I always have at least the drive, even if I feel like the path is so far away and I don't know when I'll make it, I can at least take one step. The next day, the next day, the next day, I can have hope that today God is with me. Today, God has given me the grace to sustain me and to provide for me and to protect me. Today, I'm not alone. Today, I can have hope. So as we celebrate this Feast of the Ascension, when you find yourself tempted to look down, just a simple reminder, look up. Look at where God has prepared a place for you. Look at where your God is inviting you to come to be with Him. And look at the God who is giving you the grace to make it every step of the journey, to make it to the place that He's prepared for us.